All right, Seth, do you like chocolate?
You know I like chocolate.
I love chocolate. You know what I like even more than chocolate?
What?
Chocolate Thunder cookies.
And if you want to know a little bit more, we're going to tell you. Emily Woodward, she's the owner of Get Baked in Windsor, Connecticut, and we're going to make these Chocolate Thunder cookies.
Yes.
What puts the thunder in the Chocolate Thunder cookies?
Smokin' Thunder hot sauce from Nat Hayden's barbecue pit in Windsor.
So there's BBQ sauce, hot sauce in these cookies?
Yes, as well as chili powder and cayenne pepper and cinnamon.
With chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, let's get cooking.
I'm not going to pretend like I haven't already tried one because
Or
I have.
two, or
they
perhaps
are
three.
so good.
Thank you.
So good.
They're really
Yes.
good.
So you're willing to share your recipe.
Yes.
Which is very nice of you, Emily.
Well,
What's
thank you.
step number one?
Well, I've already melted some chocolate with butter because we needed it to cool down a little bit.
Okay.
So now we are going to take the sugars.
That's
and brown sugar and white sugar. And if you could pass me the vanilla there.
Absolutely. Now, you make your own vanilla.
Yes.
Because it's in a vodka bottle.
Yep.
Which I didn't know at first what we were doing, but you
Yep.
make that, you use vodka.
You wanted
and
to drink it.
You can't prove it.
No,
You
no,
can't
no.
prove it. But you make your own vanilla extract, and
Yes.
it's basically from vodka.
Well,
How do
yes.
you go about doing that?
We take the vanilla beans and the seeds inside, and we scrape the seeds out, and we put the beans in the vanilla, and we distill it for about 6 months, and then we're able to use it.
And then the alcohol just bakes off when you
Yes.
bake it.
Yep,
so.
that's correct. So I put that in there, and if you could hand me the hot sauce as well.
You betcha.
And
All
it
right.
smells so much better than regular vanilla extract that you get at the
Oh,
store.
thank you. And then we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little
Heaping,
more.
two
2
heaping.
heaping
Two heapers.
tablespoons
Yeah.
of hot sauce.
I mean, we
there.
want to really bring the thunder. You know what
You
I
do.
mean?
You don't want to mess around with that.
Exactly. I know exactly what
And
you mean.
then, so that's ready to go. And that cools off the chocolate a little bit. And we're gonna put in here, it's 2 whole eggs.
All right.
Excuse me.
They look nice and creamy.
Yep, I've already mixed them together. And then we're just gonna turn the mixer on.
Mixers are always a nice tool to have, huh?
Oh yes. I can't work without a stand mixer, I've found.
Yeah?
So that's just creamed a little bit. And in here I've already mixed 1 1/4 cups flour with a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, dark cocoa powder that we've sifted. Now we're gonna take the cinnamon here, it's a tablespoon.
You know what I've seen in baking? It's always you need to mix your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients separately.
That's correct.
I've never known, why is that?
Because otherwise it gets clumpy.
That's, okay, I thought it was just something you did.
No, and it's really important to keep your wet ingredients, like if you're using butter or if you're using eggs, room temperature. Otherwise, it seizes, it gets really hard.
Okay.
So makes a big, big difference.
Now I get it.
It's
Yes.
really, I mean, when you think about it, it's not an easy thing to do.
It's a science.
It is a
It's
science.
not like cooking. You can't just throw it all together.
right, right.
Thank
you can fail.
Oh, and we have. We have, let me tell you. This is a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And if you like these a little hotter, you can add a little
Right.
more spice.
Kick it up a notch.
And let's see, that's the chili powder, a teaspoon.
This is cayenne.
That's the
That's
chili.
chili
this is chili.
powder.
Chili.
Don't
Yep.
get that too close to your nose, though.
No.
Okay.
It could
I'll
end very
sneeze.
poorly.
And we have baking powder up there.
Pour it in?
Yep.
All right,
1/2
I'll do that
teaspoon.
for
Thank
you.
you.
A little bit of
And
salt?
Kosher salt makes a
Kosher
big
salt.
difference.
Really?
Yes, thank you. And that's a 1/4 teaspoon. So we mixed all the dry together here.
All right. So, Emily, we've got about 30 seconds
Okay.
left, but just so we've got dry and then the wet ingredients
Yep.
you mixed.
Yep.
And
so I'm
then-
gonna pour the chocolate in.
So all the wet at
all
once.
the wet, and then we put all the dry, and then I'll scoop them out, bake them off, and we can see what they look like later.
And at what
And we
temperature and for
will.
how long?
350 for about 13 to 15 minutes.
But keep an eye on them because you don't want to burn them, right?
No, no,
No.
no. You want them to be a little bit soft.
Oh, the smell, chocolate and spice and
I'll let you lick the spoon and don't go anywhere because we're making 2 cookies later. We're going to make chocolate delights a little bit later in the show. It's time for cookie number 2. We're back with Emily Woodward. She's the owner of Get Baked in Windsor, Connecticut.
And now you're going to show us how to make chocolate delights. So we've already made chocolate thunder cookies.
Yes. So I have a meringue already made with, I've whipped it with the sugar, and I've mixed here some coconut and walnuts.
Okay. Could you use
And
any kind of nuts or no nuts at all if you,
You
wanted to?
could, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
We choose walnuts. That seems to be what's most popular. And I'm just melting chocolate here in the microwave.
I think walnut seems like the most popular baking nut by far. Because you never, besides pecan pie, name another nut-related pie or dessert.
Peanut pie.
I don't know if that exists.
I'm just kidding.
What about peanut butter cookies? Peanut butter cookies, though, those exist. I take it back. Maybe not walnuts.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no.
If you are melting chocolate in the microwave, I just want to let you know, please do it 30 seconds at a time. And make sure you mix it every time. That way you don't burn your chocolate. A lot of people do it over a double boiler. That's just fine. That's an easier way to do it for a lot of people. We don't have a stovetop, so we just work with microwave. So we found that's a very easy way to do it.
However, you gotta melt the chocolate, right? As long as you don't burn it, that'll make it bitter.
As long as
Absolutely.
there is chocolate in
There
the
is
recipe.
chocolate, absolutely.
Well, now it should be. In the meantime, you want to try one of these cookies?
The chocolate thunder, yeah.
Let's try. We've already made the chocolate thunder. By the way, mymassappeal.com if you want the recipe a little bit later today.
They got a kick though, just
Very
to let you
much
know,
so.
which I love.
How's
All
it
right,
looking over
now,
there with the chocolate?
Almost done.
Excellent.
Emily, how do you make meringue? I know that you had to pre-make it
Yes.
because it's kind of a process.
Yep,
but
can take up to 20 minutes. It's very temperature sensitive. Make sure you're doing it with your eggs at room temperature. If it's humid out, you can have an issue. Make sure you add your sugar in slowly, one spoonful at a time. Wait till the eggs are just starting to get a little bit foamy. Don't put the sugar in right away. You could have a real problem. Nothing will come up. Yeah, if it's humid, raining, you're not going to want to do anything.
now, what will happen if it is humid or raining and you make meringue?
It'll come out
Disaster?
flat. Very, very flat.
I mean, it'll probably still taste good, though, I assume.
That's
Yes.
like my hair.
Oh, yeah.
On rainy days, it's flat.
Your hair looks great all the time.
Oh, wow.
All the time. Your hair
Oh,
looks
liar.
lovely.
So we've got our chocolate melted here, and it's nice and smooth, no chunks.
Now, do you just use chocolate chips from the store?
You can for this recipe, and you have to be really, really, really careful not to burn it because it's a lower grade chocolate. We use a high-end dark Belgian chocolate for this and for most of our baking. So it's a little bit easier to work with. So we've got it here. It's cooled just a little bit. The more you stir it, the more it cools. And so we're
Oh, and
gonna.
you're gonna put the meringue into the. Oh,
Yep.
that looks good.
And you want to be careful not to deflate the meringue. So we're just gonna pour it in like
I
this.
leave baking to the professionals.
That's
I'm
the
really
thing.
good at eating them.
You are excellent at eating cookies, I must
I
say.
am.
Now, how do
Especially
you
these.
do it without deflating it?
You just fold it in really gently. Just fold it over.
How will you know if it's deflated?
It'll get really flat,
That makes sense.
like your hair.
Perfect.
Right?
On a rainy day.
On a rainy day. But it looks beautiful today.
Oh,
Doesn't
thanks,
it?
Emily. You're very sweet.
And we were talking about her new do earlier. It looks
Yeah, let's talk about
a
cookies.
lovely new do.
So, Emily, when did you learn how to make, or how to bake, I should say?
Well, I baked with my grandmothers when I was growing up. This is a recipe my one grandmother, Grandma J, made. She was very ahead of her time because it's gluten-free. She'd be rolling in her grave, probably knowing that. And my Grandma Millie baked all the time as well. But I worked in a commercial kitchen in Antarctica for 3 years.
How
for
does
3
one get to
winters.
Antarctica to cook?
By plane.
Oh, that'll do it. No, you didn't
Mostly.
swim?
I did not. It
Okay.
was very cold waters.
But what made you say, I want to go to Antarctica?
I had a bad day at work and I applied online. I found a job on a seasonal work website.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Antarctica. That's
Yes.
a dream for most.
That's
And you-
amazing. So then you lived there and you worked in a bakery?
I worked in the kitchen as a dishwasher, and my boss, Angie, at the time, said, hey, the baker needs some help a couple days a week. Do you want to help out? And I said, okay. So I did that, and then I went back for a second season during their winter, and I helped again and in the kitchen. And then I went back for a third season, and I worked in the hydroponics greenhouse, and they needed help in the bakery again, so I helped there a couple days a week.
And oh my goodness, then you came up north again, and now
Yep.
you have your own bakery.
Yes.
What an inspiring story for
It's-
anyone. Well, I mean, don't just let one bad day at work make you want
No,
to go to
don't
Antarctica.
just quit
Don't-
because of
Don't
that
be
and go to
afraid to
another
take
country.
chances.
Yes, that's true.
what it is.
And you did see some penguins down there.
I did. They're adorable. So we've got this mixed relatively well.
Very
I don't
nice.
want to
Still fluffy.
deflate. It is fluffy. And then we just pour it into the coconut
Coconut walnut
and
concoction.
walnut mixture. Yeah.
And now do we then fold once again?
Yes. More folding.
Can
Still
Seth try
being-
folding?
Seth, do you want to try?
Sure. Don't get mad if it deflates, though.
That's okay.
Okay, good. Oh,
Oh, geez Louise.
that's why Ashley volunteers me to do stuff.
That's what I
'cause
do. It's
It's almost
entertaining.
always a train wreck.
And it makes everyone say, geez, Louise. That's what
Thank
your
you for
name should
using
be
your
in the
TV,
kitchen.
your
Yes,
TV profanities right there.
Uh-huh. I've been practicing.
Okay, so once you fold that in,
Yep.
then it's ready to be put on the cookie sheet.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep. And
Nice job, Seth.
You want to try?
Delicate.
It's not as easy as you might think.
No, it
No,
gets,
I think you're doing a really good
And there's
job.
a coconut pocket right here I'm about to unearth. There it is. Just folding it all in.
Now, so some of the other cookies you make, creamsicle?
Yes, it's similar to a chocolate chip cookie, but we use orange extract, natural orange extract instead of, or actually we use it in addition to the vanilla, and we use white chocolate chips instead of chocolate chips, and it tastes just like a creamsicle.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds
What are
good.
some of the other different cookie flavors?
For the season, we'll do a orange. Oh, that looks really good, Seth. So
Does it really?
It does.
I think you're
I'm not
sassing me.
No, I'm not sassing you. That's
Good job.
that's really
Well, thank
really
you.
smooth looking, and like there's almost no white spots in here. That's great. So we'll just
Aha.
take a spoon and spoon it out. I generally use a cookie scoop.
But there's really no size
No, there's really no size,
Okay.
and it can look as even or uneven as you'd like.
Good, because that's how
So,
we bake. Very
yeah.
uneven.
For the season, we'll do some orange and cranberry cookies. We do a maple white chocolate chip cookie. We have a vegan maple walnut cookie.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we really try and switch it up seasonally, and we're always coming up with new stuff, so it's a lot of fun.
So now once you finish this tray, those will too go in the oven. And
Yes.
at what temperature and for how long?
350 for about 10 to, what do we do here?
Whatever you wing it though. 'cause
Yeah,
normally-
8 to 12 minutes.
How do you keep
Yeah.
all these cookies straight? Well, I want to let you know, if you ever need a taste tester,
Yes,
I volunteer myself anytime.
absolutely.
I would be happy to do that.
I'll be sure to send some up.
Good, good, good.
Thanks,
Hey, by the way,
Emily.
if you want any of these recipes, just go to mymassappeal.com a little bit later today, but don't go anywhere because there's more Mass Appeal coming up right after this.